So we're 2 days away from Netflix releasing the Avatar The Last Airbender. Guys, I'm only going to have a few minutes to say about this. These are my opinions. But guys, when I actually saw the person reviewing the bad film of The Last Airbender, and considering how they even said that there was a teaser coming out in the next few years that Netflix was going to release a show of like a series like the reverse of the Avatar Last Airbender, I was thinking to myself, how are they going to do that? Because guys, I wasn't in a hurry. I wasn't tired of saying I'm going to wait for several years until this would come out in 2024. I just felt to myself, this isn't going to work. And guys, I'm going to be honest. I love the Avatar Last Airbender. And even as a child, I did love watching SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, Danny Phantom, The Fairy Oddparents, Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, Penguins in the Madagascar, and mostly a little bit of the Avatar The Last Airbender. iCarly, not much. And Bamboy Chum Chum, not much. And other shows after that during the 2010s is when I thought to myself, yeah, Nickelodeon screwed. And seeing how iCarly was stupid enough, I think after 2008 came to an end with the Avatar The Last Airbender and other new programs and shows were coming out, and Penguins of the Madagascar came to an end, and SpongeBob Season 6 turned a flop, it goes to show you that Nickelodeon was done for me. I was done. But yeah, even though the top three shows I did watch a lot was Jimmy Neutron, Very Odd Parents, and SpongeBob, the Avatar The Last Airbender was more of a watching feature, in my opinion, because I love watching it more, because I love that it's the story takes place as human beings. And it has that characteristic thing. And even though people say it's an anime thing, but yet again, even though it does have Japanese symbols and other stuff into it, but even when they made the movie a couple years after the series finale came to an end in 2008, and then they came to 2010, made the film, it seemed like they're going to do something interesting. And guys, I'll be honest, I actually love the movie for all the wrong reasons. And you want to know why? Well, here's a couple positives. I will give a couple positives with the film The Last Airbender, but just believe me, guys, I know. The couple positives I will say is, though, I love that they didn't cosplay the characters. Because you know how Katara and Sokka, if that's how they say his name in the film, just like Avatar Aang, his name is Aang. I still love calling him Aang. My name's Aang. But yeah, I love that they didn't cosplay the characters, because when you see the characters in the show, they're wearing so much blue colors all over themselves. But in the movie, they dress up like they're Eskimos, even though both the Katara and Sokka character as actors they didn't look like Eskimo type characters. Because when you watch the Avatar Last Airbender, the Firebenders, Earthbenders, and Air Temple members, or Airbenders and Waterbenders, are different by their own creation. Like Airbenders are like Buddhism because of their creation and the characters they are by meditation characters. The Waterbenders are like Eskimos, and of course Earthbenders and Firebenders are. It is like an anime type. So when they try to put that together in the film, it didn't work out. But I love that they didn't over cosplay the thing. And that's the problem. Like when I watched the Netflix photos about a month ago and the person YouTubing them, looking at the photos, it just looked too much like a cosplay. It seemed like these people were dressed up like they were partying in a TwitchCon convention or an anime con. And I think it's a problem. And I had problems like that for a while. I don't know if it's going to make some people get a headache, because it is hard to imitate characters like that, even when you're dressing up like them, because it is a cartoon show. It's not like if someone said how Back to the Future was a cartoon show before they brought the Michael James Fox and everyone else to make the film in 85, or maybe the Eric Stoltz thing. But my point is, guys, it is hard to create characters, to find actors to portray characters, while the characters were mostly portrayed in a cartoon show, because characters and designs and colors and clothes they wear are different. So I love that The Last Airbender, the movie in 2010, didn't overdo the cosplay thing. And I kind of enjoyed that. And the second positive, I will say, the guy that plays is, Prince Zuko in the film. He was an okay actor. He had some fame. And he looked like he was going to be a good part for Zuko. It's just the problem is the scripts that he were given and the director and everyone telling them what they were doing, the acting was bad. Characters were bad. They were not portraying as the characters that we love. And I feel bad. The soundtracks of the films were decent, but will it be better than the Netflix version? I have to find that out before. I have to watch the films of the Netflix version before I get to the movie, because I still have the DVD of The Last Airbender, even right now. And I still watch it as an education for stuff that you should not do and what you should learn if you want to be a good, successful film, like, or even a director like John Hughes or Christopher Columbus. And I think that's the thing why I watch bad films, just like the Stooge Mania film in A5. but don't get to that. My point is, guys, I do have some concerns, but yeah, again, I'm not going to talk too much about it. I know it's been like under 6 minutes, and I've only been talking about the stuff I've been enjoying about Nickelodeon, but not anymore. But that's only just a couple. Like the negatives, I will say though, there's a lot of negatives. The forces, learning how to airbend and such. I even like one of my favorite scenes of the film of that Last Airbender is when he just shoots fire coming out of his hands and everyone is shocked because they never saw it before. But it's stupid because in the show, people always shoot fire out. Like, that's the whole thing. It's not like how they even, like the end of the film. I will say though, there is another positive. I did enjoy Aang, how Avatar Aang had the arrow in his head because of how it would glow. Yes, in the film, in the movie, it was hard to see his arrow, but even though the light and how his arrow glowed was pretty good. Are they going to do it better in the Netflix version? I'm going to have to find that out. I had seen a little bit of the trailer, and I have. But yeah, again, guys, I'm not going to talk too much about it. But whatever's going to happen, I am curious to see what's going to happen while this film comes out. But we just have to see. This is going to be only part 1 of 3 of my talking about of the Avatar Last Airbender Netflix. And the reason I'm making this really late into the project while it's going to be released in a couple of days, I just want to get into it first, because the Avatar Last Airbender has been part of me for a long time, and it's been around for 20 years. So yeah, we're going to have to see what happens in the future. But for now, hope you guys enjoy this video, and Foxwolf out. But this is only part 1, now part 3. Stay tuned for part 2 of my review about the Avatar. So this is only half of the information I'm going to tell you guys about my opinions, not the full. Keep that in mind. Out.